This video presentation is brought to you by the Pro Mathematics Academy.
Welcome to another video presentation brought to you by the Pro Mathematics Academy. In this video, we'll be looking at the 2019 January Csec Mathematics past paper question number 1. And without further ado, we jump right in. So part A asks us to evaluate 3.8 times 10 raised to the second power plus 1.7 times 10 raised to the third power, giving our answer in standard form. So the first thing we want to try to do here is we want to try to get both terms to 10 to the power 3. We want to take our 3.8 times 10 to the second power and rewrite that as 0.38 times 10 to the third power, right? And plugging that back into the equation, we see that 3.8 times 10 raised to the second power plus 1.7 times 10 raised to the third power is equal to 0.38 times 10 raised to the third power plus 1.7 times 10 raised to the third power, which we can now factor out 10 raised to the third power, which gives us 0.38 plus 1.7 times 10 to the third power, which is equal to 2.08 times 10 raised to the third power. That is our final answer. We move right along to the second part of question number 1. This part asks us to rewrite the following fraction in its lowest terms. So we have 1/2 multiplied by 3 divided by 5, all divided by 3 and 1/2. So whenever we're multiplying fractions, we multiply numerator with numerator and denominator with denominator. All right, so we take our numerator here and we write that as 1 times 3 divided by 2 times 5, all divided by 7 over 2. Right there, we have to write 3 and 1/2 as a improper fraction, which then gives us 3 over 10 divided by 7 over 2. And we know when we're dividing fraction, we have to multiply by the reciprocal of our denominator. This then gives us 3 divided by 10 times 2 divided by 7. 2 into 10 goes 5 times, which then gives us 3 divided by 35. That is our final answer. Moving right along, part B of number 1 asks us to express the number 6 as a binary number. So what we do here is we take 6 and we divide 6 by 2. So 2 into 6 goes 3 times, remainder 0, right? 2 into 3 goes 1 time, remainder 1. And 2 into 1 goes 0 time, remainder 1. And then we take those numbers and we rewrite them in the descending form. So that is 6 base 10 is equal to 110 base 2. And that is our answer. Part C gives us the following. John bought a car for $65,000. If the value of the car depreciates by 8% each year, how much will the car be worth at the end of 2 years? So the value at time 0 is equal to 65,000, right? We can calculate the depreciation for the first year as 65,000 multiplied by 8%, which gives us 5,200. Then we can calculate the value at the end of year 1, which is equal to the value at time 0 minus the depreciation. So this then gives us 65,000 minus 5,200, which is equal to 59,800. Then we can use our 59,800 to calculate the depreciation over the second year, which is equal to 59,800 times 8%, which is equal to 4,784. And finally, we now go to calculate the value at the end of the second year, which is equal to the value at the end of the first year minus the depreciation over the second year, which is equal to 59,800 minus 4,784. This then gives us $55,016. Moving right along to part D, we have the following table, which shows the results obtained by a student in her Csec Mathematics examination. The maximum marks for each paper is given in the third column for the table. Determine as a percentage the student's final mark for the mathematics exam. So what we want to do here is we want to find the marks allocated for each percentage score. So for paper 1, 55% of 30 is the same as 0.55 times 30, which is 16.5. For paper 2, we have 60% of 50, which is equal to 0.6 times 50, which gives us 30. For paper 3, we have 80% of 20, which is 0.8 times 20, which is 16 marks. And so we see that 16.5, 30, and 16 all represent marks. So we can use those to find the total marks, which is 16.5 plus 30 plus 16, which is equal to 62.5 marks. And so to find this as a percentage, we'll write it as 62.5% since the paper is out of 100 marks. That's it for question number 1, guys. Please remember to go over to part 2, where we'll continue working this paper.
That is it for this video. Please remember to hit the notification bell, like, share, and subscribe for future post notification.